How's everyone doing? What's up? How are you? Good to see all of you. Those of you I don't know, my name is Chris. It's great to be back in this time slot at 9:30. I was on Tuesday, and so this will now be my permanent class on Thursday morning, so I'm happy to be here with all of you. And if you want to work on anything specifically, let me know, and we'll tailor a class to whatever you want to do. Those of you that have practice with me, you know I like getting upside down, you know I like arm balances. We'll move around the mat today. We'll play around with a standing balancing sequence. I think a lot of us, we can get into half moon pretty well, but I'm going to challenge you today getting into a different version of half moon and shifting our perspective a little bit. We'll also have an opportunity for crow. And again, it's your practice, so whatever you want to work on, whatever you want to do, if you want to hang out in Shavasana and take a nap for the next hour, please feel free to. So let's get started on our backs. Grab your blocks and your strap. And we'll start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of your feet come together. And if you want, you can place the blocks right underneath your thighs, just for a little bit of support. If your hips are feeling okay, you can take the blocks off to the sides. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Two more like that. Inhale breath. Exhale. And again, draw it all in. Feel your back body press against the earth. Feel your chest rise and exhale it out. Go ahead and seal your lips and start to take your breath in and out through your nose. Beginning to cultivate your breath, your Ujjayi pranayama. So in these gentler postures, we're really focusing in on our breath and how it feels in our body. In these moments of stillness, we might not get that often throughout the day. It's just good to be aware. So when you are moving, whether it's on the mat, through a flow, or in your day-to-day, you can always return back to this breath that you've practiced. And if you have an intention, start to bring that intention into your mind's eye. And on your next exhale, release your intention out. Maybe you draw a smile to your face as you're thinking about what inspires you. And like you're closing a book, go ahead and take your knees or your hands to the outsides of your knees, draw your knees together, then hug your knees into your chest, and just find a rock from side to side, maybe forward and back, massaging your spine. You know, the room is a little cold, so I think we should do some core in a little bit. What do you think? Maybe? We'll wait a little bit for some core work. Go ahead and keep your right knee and extend your left leg long. Grab your strap. And take your strap around the ball of your right foot and start to press it up towards the sky. Start with a little bit of tension. Once your hamstring is feeling okay, maybe you apply a little bit more tension on your strap. Flex your toes towards your face. Slow inhale. And a slow exhale. 2 more breaths. And on your next exhale, take your strap into your right hand. Open up your hip to the right. You can extend your left arm out to the side. You cactus your arm. If you feel a pinch or any tension in your lumbar, maybe draw your leg up just a touch. You've also got the block nearby to support. You can place it underneath your thigh. Keep the same amount of tension on your strap that you did when your leg was straight up. Two more breaths. And on your next inhale, draw your leg back up through center. Take your strap into your left hand. And cross your leg over your body for the full supine twist. Maybe you scoot your left hip over to the right. Two more breaths. Big breath in. And a big breath out. And draw your leg back up through center. Bend your knee. Release your strap to your chest. And switch your legs out. Left leg goes high. Plug your femur bone down into its socket as you start to straighten. And feel the stretch into your hamstring on the left or the other side if you went left or right first. Two more rounds of breath. If the mind is still racing from maybe what you need to do later on today, just try to focus in on your breath. Allow your breath to guide your practice. Allow your breath to guide your experience. Take an inhale. Exhale, breath, strap into the left hand, open up your hip. All the stuff that's outside this room can wait for another 50 minutes. Two more breaths. And with control, using your adductor, draw your leg back up through center. Take the strap into your right hand and cross it all the way over your body. You extend your left arm out. Two more breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. And come back up through center. Release your strap down off to the side. Bend your knees. Hug them into your chest. Rock side to side. And then forward and back. Eventually creating enough momentum, crossing your ankles and making your way into plank pose. So core is strong. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And puff up through your shoulders a little bit. Take an inhale breath and an exhale. Breathe in for 5. Strong for 4. For 3. For 2. And on 1, just go and lower your knees. Find a tabletop. But in your tabletop, let's get some love into the wrists. So go ahead and point your fingers back towards your kneecaps. And from here, let's flow through some cow cat. So on an inhale breath, drop your belly, take your gaze high, cow pose. And exhale, tuck and round your spine through cat. Breath in. And breath out. You just flow with your breath just 2 more times with the wrist stretch. And after your second time, come back through neutral first. Shift your body forward. Then release one hand and then the other. Root down into your left hand, top of your right hand comes down, palm faces up, and your fingers point back to your knee. And just find a counter stretch. So you're straightening your elbow to your degree. A little trick to get your elbow a little bit more straighter is to lift your hand up just a touch, externally rotate your bicep, and then start to press your hand down. Just 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay rooted in your left hand. Reach your right arm high, other arm high. Go ahead and roll your wrist out. And come back through neutral. And we'll switch it out. So top of your other hand comes down on the left side. Again, you can lift your hand up a little bit, externally rotate your bicep, and then start to press your wrist down. Two more breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Root down into your right hand, left arm lifts high, roll your wrist out. And return back to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes if they're not already, and on your exhale breath, take it to downward facing dog. Hips lift. And do what you do here, pedal into one leg and then the other. You shake your head, yes, shake it, no. And then once you feel ready, start to settle into stillness. So hands are about shoulder width, maybe even slightly wider. Fingers are spread nice and wide on the mat. You're pressing into your fingertips and your knuckle pads. You've got that external rotation of your biceps. Your knees are slightly bent. This will help your chest to reach towards your thighs. Feet about hip width distance apart, maybe even wider. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And again, big breath in. Exhale it out. Take your gaze forward, and on your exhale breath, travel forward. Walk or hop top of your mat. Find a halfway lift. Fold, and we'll just flow through a modified sun A. On an inhale breath, rise high, mountain pose. Hands draw through heart center. Breath in, arms extend up. Side body bend to your right. Any arm variation that you want. Inhale it back up. Over to your left. We rise. Cactus your arms, find a back bend. Inhale it back up. And exhale, hinge, fold forward. Find a halfway lift. Plant your hands, take your feet back, journey through your vinyasa. Whether you lower to your stomach for cobra or you lower down halfway through chaturanga, that's up to you. You can also skip these completely and hold plank. Or maybe you just go straight into downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, walk or hop, top of your space. Breath in, halfway lift. Folds. Rise high, mountain pose. Hands to heart. Re-extend high. Side body bend to your right. Inhale it back up. Up and over to the left. Lift again. Cactus. Rise. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Hands plant, feet back, journey. You'll make your way to your downward facing dog. You'll take 3 breaths, and you'll flow that 2 more times. Your breath, your movement, add on, take away. Maybe just hang out in downward facing dog until the rest of us have gotten through the flow. So when you're ready, you can begin. Maybe you close your eyes and shift your perspective, and taking your gaze inward. So 3 breaths in your down dog, and then flow it once more. Those of you that are hopping forward, I would encourage you to maybe spring a little bit more. Try to see if you can get your hips up a little bit higher. Nice. Awesome breath. So once you've gone through your second time, just take 3 breaths in your downward facing dog. And then you'll come down to child's pose while we wait for everyone else to follow suit. When you arrive in your child's pose, just notice your breath, finding a little bit of movement, a little bit of flexion, a little bit of heat starting to be generated. We'll all take 3 more breaths. Breathe in for 2. And 1. When you're ready, you'll rise to tabletop, and then you'll adjust your blocks to about midway down your mat. We're going to move around the mat a little bit, so I want to make sure that they're accessible if we're facing forward and accessible if we're facing backwards. I'll meet you in downward facing dog when you're ready. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. On your inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel forward, feet to hands. Find a halfway lift. Fold, and we'll take it to Utkatasana Chair pose. So feet either hip width distance apart, or maybe big toes, inner thighs to touch. And make some adjustments. Figure out what works for you. Maybe a slight tuck of your tailbone. Maybe you bend a little bit deeper. Maybe hands to heart center. And start to settle in. So we'll build this sequence slowly, and then we'll flow it. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start to root down into your right leg. On an inhale breath, one-legged Tadasana, left leg lifts up. Garundasana, eagle pose. Take your left thigh over your right. Left arm comes underneath your right. Either grab opposite shoulder heads or take the bind. Find your gaze. Find your focus. Everything drawing in through midline. Core is hugging in. Elbow tips are lifted. Take one more breath. Exhale, unbind your leg. Keep your arms bound. Extend your leg back behind you. Toes are flexed and pointed down. 2 more breaths in your eagle arm variation. Take one more breath in. And with control, slowly step it back to crescent. Step your left foot wide. Keep your arms bound. Right hip back, left hip forward. If you're feeling a little off balance, maybe heel toe your right foot out to the side. Take one more breath in. Exhale, vertical twist, unbind to the right. As you take the twist, draw your inner legs together. Two more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale it out. Exalted Crescent Lunge. Support your low back with your right hand. As your left arm lifts high, you can also take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Your shoulders don't need to be square to the front. If you're at a slight angle, that's fine. Maybe you bend a little bit deeper into your front leg. Take one more breath in. Exhale, airplane arms. Shift your torso forward, fingertips reach back. Continue to create strength in your right quadricep. A slight up dog in your chest. And make sure you're not rounding your neck forward. Keep it nice and long, as if a tennis ball was right underneath your chin. Two more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next inhale, leading with your left arm, Virabhadrasana 2, open up. Extend your arms in opposite directions. Maybe you take a couple bends into your front leg. And then start to settle in. The front foot perpendicular to the front edge of your mat. Back foot either parallel or slightly maybe turned inward towards the center of your mat. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Shoulders relaxing down and over your hips. Two more breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Extended side angle. Start to reach your right arm forward. Draw it down to your leg. Left arm sweeps across the horizon of the room. You could take your right hand to a block if you want, to the floor. Up to you. And if you want, you could take a half bind variation with your left arm, wrapping it around your right hip. It's optional. Finding length along both side bodies, making sure you're not dumping into the right side, so you're drawing the shoulder away from your ear. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, Viparita Chikonasana, reverse triangle, straighten into your right leg. Reach your right arm high towards the back of the room. And left hand again can come to the outside of your leg or maybe the half bind. Or maybe arch your arms. You bend your right elbow and you reach for your left hand behind your back. Make sure you're not locking out your right leg. Keep it slightly micro bent. Start to parallel your arms. Trikonasana, reach forward. Left hip ticks back, arms to 12 and 6 o'clock. You could also try sweeping your arm towards the front mirrors. We're going to take the transition into Arda Chandrasana, half moon. Option A, start to bend into your right leg, spring forward, use your core to lift your left leg up. Option B, hop your left foot in a touch. Feel rooted in your leg, maybe grab a block, and start to lift your left leg up. Toes are flexed towards the side room. Inhale, breath for 2. Breath in for 1. On your exhale, as slowly as you can, step it back to warrior 2. Awesome. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. One more breath in. Cartwheel it down, low lunge. And from your low lunge, modified pyramid pose, you're going to straighten into your right leg. Your back heel can stay exactly where it's at with your heel lifted, or if you prefer, you can pop your left foot in a little bit. You've got your blocks nearby should you want to use them. Hands can also come down to the ground. Three more breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Start to bend back into your right leg. On your inhale breath, full airplane Udkatasana. Left leg starts to lift up, fingertips reach back. Now be mindful of your left hip. It's going to want to open, so draw your left hip down. Extend your arms forward, Vira 3. Hands can also come to heart center. You're here for 3. Strong for 2. Breath in for 1. Exhale to standing splits. 2 options here. Option 1, take some Jiva squats. Option 2, maybe you play around with some handstand hops. If you're taking the handstand hop variation, fingertips, again, nice and wide, just like in your chaturanga or in your downward facing dog. You start to bend your left leg or right leg and use your left leg as a pendulum to draw yourself up. Just play around with it. Maybe you switch kick it. You don't have to lift both feet up. Maybe the leg that's your standing leg stays bent as your opposite leg lifts up. If you're taking Jiva squats, you've got 3 more. Handstand hops, 1 more. We'll all come back to standing splits. Take a breath in. Jiva squat, but you're going to take your shin all the way down to the ground. And you're going to take that eagle bound leg, so right thigh over left. Sit your hips back. Not quite cow face pose, more Matsya Chandrasana. You're going to twist to the right, so place your right hand behind your sacrum. You can reach your left arm forward, and then press it against your right leg. Nice long spine. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. On an exhale, counter twist to the left. Continue twisting all the way around until you're in tabletop at the back of your mat. Beautiful, like a dance, right? Go ahead and extend your right leg behind you, left arm forward. So you can either take some crunches from here, drawing your elbow to knee, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you could find a wide-legged plank pose. Lift your right leg up, left leg long, core in, and take some crunches. You're here for 5. Extend for 4. 3. 2. And 1. Extend long, release to tabletop. From tabletop, tuck your toes, hips high to downward facing dog. Take your right leg up right away. Exhale, draw it through, low lunge. And then crescent moon, drop your left knee up. You can either lift your arms and find some pulses, or you can interlace your hands over your quad and take some pulses that way. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Your exhale, Arda, Hanumanasana, half splits. You shift your hips back, straighten your right leg. You got your blocks again nearby if you want to use them. If you have full splits in your practice and you want to go to full splits, go for it. You'll be here for 5 breaths. If you are working In full splits, a block is very helpful to have underneath your hamstring, on your straightened leg. It just helps a little bit. Inhale for 3. Breath in for 2. Full splits, starting to return back to half splits. From half splits, we'll all shift forward to a low lunge. So go ahead and pop your left knee up and pivot to the left again for Viparita Padottanasana. So pivoting towards my voice, find a halfway lift. And then fold. So another opportunity to play. A couple options. You can play with some straddle handstand hops, crow pose from here. If you want to get into a headstand, you can do forearm headstand, tripod headstand. You can also stay in a forward fold. You could Chikonasana from side to side. You could interlace your hands behind your back, make a fist, and peel your fist up towards the sky. You've got 6 more breaths wherever you decide to go. Inhale for 3. Breath in for 2. Inhale for 1. Release your hands down. Breath in, find a halfway lift. Bend into your left leg, Skandasana. Heel can stay flat if you like, or can be lifted. Root your left hand down to the mat as you reach your right arm high. Open up your chest to the side. Take one more breath. Pivot back to the front of your space low lunge. Root down into your right hand, Vashisthasana side plank. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Maybe you place one foot in front of the other. Maybe you come down to your right knee. Maybe you lift your left leg up for 3. Amazing for 2. Breath in for 1. And take your Vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Three breaths. Let's hit the other side. Inhale for 2. Strong breath for 1. Gaze forward. Travel forward, feet to hands. Halfway. Fold. Back to Utkatasana Chair pose. 5 breaths while you settle in. Anybody ski or snowboard? It'll be a great powder day today and tomorrow. This will be your prep for that. 2 more breaths. Slow inhale for 1. Breathe it out. Root down into your left foot. Inhale, right thigh high, one-legged Tadasana. Right thigh over left, right arm underneath left, or opposite shoulder heads. Three breaths. Again, squeezing everything in. Keep your arms bound, but release your legs. Start to extend it back behind you as you travel into eagle arm airplane. Two more breaths. One more inhale. Slowly step it back, eagle arm crescent. Maybe again, heel toe, your left foot out to the side to widen your base. Two more breaths. Breathe in. Unbind, vertical twist to the left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Firm up through your core. Exalted Crescent, left hand supports your back, right arm up. Two more breaths. Breathe in. Airplane arms, shift forward, both fingertips reach back. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Leading with your right arm this time, open up warrior two. Pivot your right heel flat, extend your arms in opposite directions. Maybe you bend a couple times into your left leg. And then once you feel ready, beginning to settle in. You can flip your palms if you want. Relax your shoulders a little bit more. You can also keep your palms down. It's up to you. Like all the cracks. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Extended side, left arm forward, then down, right arm overhead. Again, if you want the half bind, you can take your right hand, wrap it around your left hip. Three breaths. Breathe in for two. Inhale for one. Breath in, reverse triangle, straighten your left leg. Left arm comes up. Right hand to your leg, or again, half bind it. Building strength and stillness. Finding breath. Micro bend your left leg. Chikonasana, parallel your arms, reach your left arm forward, right hip back. Arms come to 12 and 6-ish. Breath in, breath out, preparing for the transition into half moon. Root down through your left leg, draw your core in. Maybe you launch by bending a little bit into your left leg and lifting your right leg up. Or take it in steps, pop your left foot in, root your hand down into a block, start to lift your leg, flex your toes. And then maybe you float your hands off the block. Play with your balance. Yeah, you all are too good. One more breath in. Slowly step it back, warrior two. One breath in. Cartwheel it down, frame your left foot. Modified pyramid pose, straighten into your left leg. Maybe pop your right foot in, or just leave your right heel lifted where it's at. 3 breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Start to bend back into your left leg. Root down. Inhale breath. Full airplane. Right foot lifts up. Keep your core active. Protect your low back. Find your balance. Extend both arms forward. Warrior 3 for 3. Breath in for 2. Strong for 1. Release to standing splits. So you know what to do here. Either take some Jiva squats or play around with some handstand hops. Each side is different if you're hopping. I tend to do better when I launch off my left leg than I do with my right. And you just try. Three more wherever you're at. Nice. For 2. Breath in for 1. We'll return back to standing splits. Take a breath in. Right knee behind left. And drop your right shin down to the ground. Take eagle leg, so left thigh over right. Go ahead and sit back. And we'll twist to the left. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Counter twist to the right, all the way around. And then extend your left leg back, right arm forward. And you can take these, or maybe you take the plank variation. Take an inhale breath, draw it in. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale for 3. Breath in for 2. Inhale for 1. Final time finding length. And then return back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, hips high to downward facing dog. And our left leg will lift up. Step it through, low lunge. And take it down, a crescent moon, right knee drops. Arms either lift or hands interlace over your thigh. Find some pulses. Feel the stretch into your psoas. Three more breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Take an inhale. Half split, straighten your left leg. Or full splits, if you took full splits on the other side, 5 rounds of breath. Breath in for 3. Inhale for 2. Breathe in for 1. From full splits, start to make your way to half splits. And from half splits, we'll all take it to low lunge, so right knee pops up off the mat. Inhale, breath, shift forward. Exhale, pivot to the right. Prasarita Padottanasana. Find your halfway lift, and then fold. Again, anything here that you want to do. You've got 6 breaths to explore and play. Inhale for 3. Breath in for 2. Inhale for 1. Release your hands down. Breath in, halfway lift. Bend into your right leg. Right hand roots, left arm lifts. Take one more breath. Pivot to the front of your space, low lunge. Root down into your left hand, Vashisthasana, side plank. Any variation that you're feeling. For 3. Breath in for 2. So strong for 1. Vinyasa on the exhale. Take Take one breath in your downward facing dog, and then come down to child's pose. Grab some water. So we'll flow that first side, and we'll add something on at the very end. We'll flow the second side, we'll add it on, and then we're done. In 3 very slow breaths, I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. Downward facing dog, breath in, breath out. 2 more, inhale. Another big breath in. Exhale out. Breath in, gaze forward. Exhale, travel forward, feet to hands. Halfway. Folds. Chair pose. 1 breath in. Exhale out. Left thigh lifts, Garundasana. We'll take an extra round of breath here to settle in. 1 inhale. 1 exhale. Breathe in. Unbind your left leg, eagle arm airplane. 1 inhale. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, elbow tips lift. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Breath in, exalted crescent, left arm lifts. Airplane arms. Inhale, open up, warrior 2. Take it to extended side angle. Breath in, reverse try. Trikonasana. We'll take an extra breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take it to half moon. 1 breath in. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, breath, warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel down, low lunge. Breath in, pyramid pose, straighten your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Launch forward, Utkatasana. Exhale, airplane arms, warrior 3. Take 1 more breath in. Standing splits. 1 hop or 1 jiva squat. Inhale, breath. Left shin all the way down to the ground. Sit your hips back. We'll take a couple breaths here. Breathe in. You're twisting to the right. Breathe out. 1 more inhale. Pivot all the way to the left, to the back of your mat. Right leg extends back, left arm forward. Breath in. Draw it in. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Breath in. Draw it in. Find length. Tabletop. Inhale, breath. Tuck your toes, hips high to downward facing dog. Right leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Crescent moon. Arms lift. Left knee drops. Half splits. Shift forward on the inhale, low lunge. Pivot left on the exhale, Viparita. Halfway lift. Skandasana left. Bend your left knee. Plant your left hand, right arm high. Back to the front of your mat, low lunge. Side plank for 3. Breath in for 2. Inhale for 1. Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, breath. From downward facing dog, right leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Crescent. Root down into your right leg. On an inhale breath, one-legged Tadasana. We're going to take it to eagle. So we're eventually going to go to half moon, but you're going to leave your arms bound. And the challenge is to pivot your chest as far as you can towards the side of the room. So unbind your leg, extend it back behind you. Eagle arm airplane. Open up your hip and start to take your arms to the side. Take it slow. Find your focus. Pivot a little bit more towards the side, to the left for 3. A little bit different for 2. Breath in for 1. Step it back, warrior 2. Unbind your arms if they were still bound. And we'll step forward, mountain pose. Take a breath in, fold forward. Halfway lift, hands plant, feet back. Your journey to your downward facing dog. Good work. We've got the other side to do. Breath in, breath out. 2 more, inhale. 1 more breath in. Exhale it out. Gaze forward. Travel forward, feet to hands. Halfway. Folds. Chair pose. Settle in. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right thigh high. Cross it over, Garundasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 inhale. Exhale, unbind your leg. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale breath, elbow tips lift. Release to your vertical twist to the left. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, airplane arms. Breathe in, open up, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Reverse try. Trikonasana. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Launch half moon. 1 more inhale. Step it back, warrior 2. Take an inhale breath. Cartwheel it down, low lunge. Pyramid pose, straighten your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Launch forward, full airplane. Arms forward. 1 breath in. Standing splits. 1 hop or 1 jiva squat. And then we'll take our right shin down to the mat. Sit your hips back. Twist to the left. 1 inhale. All the way to the back of your mat. Extend your left leg behind you, right arm forward. Breath in. Draw it in. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Find extension. And then tabletop. Tuck your toes, hips high, to downward facing dog. Left leg up. Draw it through, low lunge. Crescent moon, right knee drops, arms up. Half split, straighten your left leg. Inhale, come forward, back to low lunge. Exhale, Prasarita. Breath in, halfway lift. Bend your right knee. Plant your right hand, Skandasana, left arm up. 1 inhale. To the back or to the front of your mat. Side plank, root your left hand down, draw your core in. Stack your legs. 3, 2, and 1. Vinyasa. One breath in. 1 breath out. Inhale, left leg up. Step it through, low lunge. Crescent. Root down into your left leg. Inhale, breath. 1-legged Tadasana. Find eagle. Once you found your eagle, start to round forward. Feel strong in your left leg. Extend your right leg back behind you. Start to open up your right hip and pivot your arms to the right. Your chest will follow. A little bit more for 3. For 2. For 1, step it back. Warrior 2, open up. Mountain pose, step forward. Well done, my friends. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Fold low. Take a halfway lift. And however you want to get back to downward facing dog. Take it just for a breath. And then come down to your knees. Come on to your back. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale. Let it all go. Take a couple rounds of breath to do what your body's calling for, whether it's legs up the wall, bridge pose, or maybe straight into your Shavasana. We started a couple minutes past 9:30, so I'm going to take you a couple past 10:30. Once you feel ready, once you've found the movement that works with your body, start to settle into your Shavasana. It is 10:30, so if you do have some place to be, otherwise, in a couple breaths, I will guide you out. So allow everything to be heavy, everything to be still. Feel the flow of your breath, feel the rise and fall of your chest. And you already know that you have as much time as you allow yourself. And when you feel ready to continue on with your morning, start to bring movement back into your fingers and your toes. Allow your head to shift from side to side. Allow your jaw to release and find a subtle part of your lips. And extend your arms overhead. And feel this line of energy that you created with your breath in your body, from fingers down to toes. Let all your air release. And take a big inhale breath. And a big open mouth exhale. And whichever side calls, either to your right or to your left, roll onto that side, passing through a fetal position. And when ready, drawing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Into the palti, placing hands in heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice. I'm grateful and honored to be able to do so. I'm excited to be back in this time slot with you all. Thank you for your breath, your movement, your strength, your stillness, and all your beautiful smiles. The love and light and teacher in me honors, sees, and loves. The love and light and teacher in all of you, and I bow to you. Namaste.